frustrated black man. This Faizon Love situation is disturbing and is sick. It goes from poop and dookie in the white bed sheets after intercourse to Faizon being in court claiming he's homeless.
Actor Faizon Love.
Crazy how it started like that, huh? It's your boy SF520, man. This story is about Faizon. Nothing about it. All I know is I know the actor, right? Friday. He's from a couple of other stuff besides Friday, but I know him as Big Worm from Friday.
What's up, Big Worm?
How much you got left?
Man, I got a lot.
You still ain't sold that weed, Smoke?
And I'm trying to, Worm. Niggas are broke these days.
I don't think you applying yourself, Smokey.
Huh?
You smoking my shit?
Hell no. Fuck with your shit? Hell no.
You smoking my shit?
Now why would I do some shit like that?
I don't want to have to fuck you up, Smokey. Playing with my money is like playing with my emotions.
Worm.
And this is a situation that's going on. This is my first time even hearing about it, so I don't even know what to say about it. So let's just start.
Known for roles in movies like Friday, Elf, and Couples Retreat, out of jail after serving 16 days in a child support case.
But that decision came only after a contentious hearing in a Hillsborough County courtroom. 10 Tampa Bay News reporter Kristen Barbarisi joins us from the courthouse now with what happened.
Love was arrested in California just over 2 weeks ago for failing to surrender on 2 contempt of court charges. And in court today, there were tense exchanges not just between Love and the mother of his child, but the attorneys too.
He said he didn't have $100,000.
Is what he's saying the truth or not?
Attorneys sparred over child support payments as actor and comedian Faizon Love appeared in court. Seated in a wheelchair, Love repeatedly expressed frustration as he defended his record as a father.
Your Honor, what you were hearing was a frustrated black man saying, "What is this? I've always taken care of my daughter."
You see your daughter too, right?
Yes, I had just saw her. This lady had dropped her off and gave her money because she just had a new daughter and she didn't have no...
Let's not just keep to this. I don't want you to get upset.
At the center of the dispute, whether Love is hiding income from Tiffany
Almost
Lee, the mother of his
Big Worm
child.
up in there.
Love says he is broke and living with a
About to turn
friend
into
who
Big
pays
Worm
his
in
bill.
that.
This court hearing and it being filmed, and it being made public, is gonna do an inexplicable damage to Faizon Love's career. I can't even put into words how bad this is for Faizon. Faizon is somebody where when he do these interviews, he's very insightful. He gives his perspective and analysis on other people and their business. Like when Faizon Love did the interview speaking on 50 Cent. Faizon Love was really entertaining in that interview. Faizon Love called out 50 Cent for not being that rich, for needing money, et cetera, et cetera. Well, if Faizon Love does another interview speaking on, let's say, 50 Cent or somebody else claiming they're broke, well, they can just pull up this court hearing like, bro, really? You talking about me? Really? Look at this. So even this would affect how he works in the future. But this court hearing is sad. So Faizon Love admits it in his court hearing. A, he has less than $90 in his bank account. B, he can't even get a gig because whenever he does get a gig, because how he works, he does like, stand-up, right? He does stand-ups and movies. Now, with the movies, they pay you via check. So, like that's on record, that's public. The government is going to get that. However, for these comedy shows where they're paying you in cash, the baby mama and her attorney, apparently they just stalk Faizon Love's page, type in his name every morning, see if he got any headliners, any shows, anything. And if they find out, okay, he got a show in 2 weeks, they'll pick up the phone and call the promoter, send him a copy of the garnishment saying, hey, he owes us 55% of everything he makes. If you don't give it to us, you'll be held, liable. And Faizon is saying that, some promoters don't want to deal with that and they just cancel the show, period. Or B, they give them all his money so he don't have nothing. She have it all.
That is what cross-examination is about. And that did not occur at a CMC. And they refer to this May 1st and May 3rd, but the financial affidavit was filed in April.
That's the thing about child support. It always seemed like they taking so much money. Like, it's not like if I make $100, you're gonna take about $90. How am I gonna live with $90? I mean, with $10. Like that's the thing that obviously I'm not talking about like real 90 and 10, but I'm just saying like it always seemed like they take out so much money that you cannot even like basically take care of yourself because like all your money goes to the child. Now, I have no problem with child support like if you need it. If the person is not doing what he's supposed to do or she's supposed to do, but the person has to live in order to send money to you. Like to take out like for me to do a stand up and you able to take all my money from the stand up is crazy. Like I need something so I could pay my bills, wash my clothes, feed myself in order for me to go back to work and do it again. You know what I'm saying? Like, can you imagine you go to work and all that money is not yours? Like you don't even get a percentage, like not even a little crumb. That's crazy. But let's keep going.
Judge, and the hearing was in April. So how does he include income that hasn't even happened yet? And as we stated, that Detroit show didn't happen. So all at the time he filled out his financial affidavit, he wasn't working. This man has no home. He drives a 1999 car, and he lives with his friend who pays all his bills, who's here to testify.
That's
He
crazy.
had a movie, and we have a contract of it, but it's right now. It was last week. He got picked up. He can't do the movie. That was going to pay him about $5,000 a week. I have that contract here today. So
Wow.
he has not worked, but in 3 minor films since COVID. But
Wow.
the financial affidavit is not what he made in 2022. It's not what he made in 2023. It's not what he made in 2024. It's not even what he made in 2025. It's 2026 income, and at the time he filled out that financial affidavit, he was unemployed, had no movies, and had no gigs. Comedian. He does stand-up comedy too, Judge. The court did order him to turn himself in May 1st. Okay? The time for a motion for rehearing was still pending. That order does not become final until the motion for rehearing is heard. So I don't think not turning himself in May 1st should be considered as a penalty or punishment or punitive, because that order becomes final after my motion for rehearing, which was timely filed, is ruled upon. He did have money to fly to here and needed the state to fly him here. You know, once he was picked up, he don't have money. He has $100+ in the bank, baby. He has a $500,000 judgment against him every time he opens a bank account. Plus this judgment, it's garnished. So he has one bank account, Navy Federal Credit Union, with no money in it. Mr. Rodriguez, like I said, is here to testify that he pays for his bills. He pays for everything. He helps him book his shows.
I really hope this is a play, bro. I really hope that Faizon is just in court lying about his finances, lying about what he has or what he doesn't have, so he could get.
That's crazy. That's all from what, child support? Like he don't have a place. He don't even have his own place. It's crazy. To the point that he had to lean on a friend. Now, what if he didn't have that friend? What if he didn't have that friend? And he haven't been working for 6 years. The time he started working is when he got picked up to go to jail for this child support thing. That's crazy. But then again, you had to watch out who you impregnate too. But my thing is, I don't know the whole story, so maybe she has a reason to put him on child support. The thing is, my thing is like for the court, you should give the person who's paying child support some breathing space. Like, there's no way I'm working, all to pay everything to like child support, as if I'm the only parent who's paying, who should be paying. You know what I'm saying? I get like the kids with her, but she's an adult who should be working. And if she's getting any assistance from the government, that should be taken off from what I'm paying. Like, why am I paying like the full amount that I'm paying? Or like, if that's the case, if I can pay, right? Let me make my examples first. Like, why would I be paying the full amount that I'm paying? Meanwhile, you're paying like a quarter to none. Then on top of that, is like, why why won't like why can't he get help from the government while paying child support? I don't know if that's something you could do. It never seems like something you could do because it always seems like shit. I have to pay child support, and all this money is being taken from me, and all I have to do is just work and making money that's not really mine. So far it sounds like it sounds bad for him. Um, let's see what's the rest of the story.
Away with not having to pay child support, but I don't think he's lying, bro. Because this is like, bro, he's bringing somebody to court to testify on his behalf. He's showing bank accounts with $99 into it. Like, I don't think he's like, I think this is really his life. I think getting that woman pregnant, which by the way was his first child. Like, that's Faizon'S love only and first child, and he's 58 years old. So he avoided having a kid his entire life to avoid situations like this. Finally had a kid at the age of like 56 years old or so, I believe, like maybe like 55 years old. And he's still having to deal with this. Something that, again, when men have kids in like their, like, you know, in the late stages of their life, they're usually having kids in like in a more responsible situation, right? They're usually having kids if they wait.
This is why you should have kids after marriage. Like, the older I'm getting, the more I'm realizing this fact, man, for both men and women. It saves you, I feel like it saves you a little more headache if it's done like that. Although the system when it comes to marriage is also fucked. Like, it's like really bad. So it's like, maybe I'm wrong. maybe maybe it's the fact that you bring the government in it that's the problem. Cause it seems like either way you're paying. Either way you're gonna pay a lot. Um, but I still feel like marriage first. Like, if you vet the woman out, see where she's going, and then marry her, and then have a kid. I feel like that process is still gonna be better than you just seeing a woman, you mess with her, you had kids with her. Now you don't know how she is, but you stuck with her for 18 years to life, basically. And all that payment you still have to do. The court is not gonna try to pay that for you. You're gonna have to pay that. And the court don't care if you don't have enough money. All you have is money to pay the child support. And if you don't pay, you're going to jail. What I would say is, as a 56-year-old man, though, that's not the time I will feel like I want to impregnate a woman. I'm 56. I'm going to retirement or near retirement. I'm thinking about retiring. I'm not thinking about having a kid, like a little young and just running around. How am I gonna be running around after? Yo, that's crazy. The crazy thing is, he should have got a vasectomy. We got
Take that long.
what's his name as a 23-year-old Blackboy Max as a 23-year-old having a vasectomy. He should have a vasectomy. He's 56.
The right format, right? Where they have a wife, they have a family, they have a home.
Faizon should have a vasectomy.
And they're doing their thing. Most men who wait till their 60s ain't having kids with like local hood rats. Again, that's Faizon's love words, not mine, right? Now, this chick apparently have about like 4 other kids. None of the daddies is on child support, but Faizon Love is the only one she's going after for child support. So it looks like, again, Faizon Love is like the money bank to her, man. All right. But unfortunately for her, she's going after Faizon Love, treating him as if he's like the money ticket when he say, I don't got no money, man. You can, like, I know I'm famous.
Hold up. She got 4 other kids besides yours, and you didn't feel like, yeah, this is not the chick I should be messing with right now as a grown man. Yeah, I feel like, lust is our kryptonite. We need to figure out how to effectively like push lust out of our daily lives. And I'm not saying like for like the most part, like if you have a girl or you have a wife or and y'all messing around, okay. But lust as a whole is always, especially for men, is hurting us, bro. How you 56 years old, messing with a girl with 4 kids, and I think different baby daddies, and you like, yeah, she's the one I'm gonna have a kid with. Like, bro, you should be retiring. That's not this is not the time for you to be thinking about kids. You know what I'm saying? Then on top of that, you must know your money situation. Like kids is not cheap. And the inflation and all of that is not cheap. And you're famous. Everybody who's seen you or know that you're famous, of course they're gonna come to you and think that you're a lick. Of course. Especially if they can.
But yeah, you going after me for but I don't got no money, bro. Go after your other 4 baby daddies, man. Maybe they
4
can get you
baby
some paper
daddies
if
is
you combine it
crazy.
together. It's just a sad situation, bro. But this chick's lawyer is not letting up, and she also stated that she only wanted like daycare money from Faizon Love. My perspective, if you only wanted daycare money from Faizon Love, you wouldn't let this go this far. Like if it goes this far, I'm sure
Right.
Faizon Love at this point will voluntarily pay you the daycare money so you could drop this. So the chick's lawyer is his time to speak, and he starts going in, man. He says he's lying about not having money. We've been garnishing his checks and his payment from his comedy shows, and these checks are like $9,000, 55%. So that means he's getting $16,000 to $18,000 per show, but he's hiding money. So the lawyer ain't letting up. The lawyer sees this man in court crying about being homeless, crying about not having no money, crying about having $90 in his bank account, crying about driving a 1999 car. And the lawyer's still saying, so what, man? Hand me my paper. Hand me my ticket. It's just sad seeing Faizon Love in this situation, bro.
It was not like missing a few things. It was not, it was literally just a blank financial affidavit, essentially, saying I have no income. We have collected, as I mentioned, some money pursuant to garnishments. And these garnishments are not small amounts. Yes, there are some small amounts from certain locations that we get. But just from a single comedy show that he did, which we had to litigate before the general magistrate to actually get paid, because Mr. Love's, one of his prior attorneys, was threatening the comedy club that they would sue them if they gave me any money pursuant to the order, which the GM ended up saying, you need to give that money, was over $9,000. So that was just about half of what he earned. So he's earning about $20,000 per comedy show. He does several shows in a weekend. He flies to different cities and does a comedy show and headlines and they advertise it. And we've been sending out letters to these comedy shows saying, hey, he's performing there in 3 weeks. Here's a copy of the court order seizing, 55% of his income. And they end up fighting us on it. And like I said, you can take a look at the court record and you can see where that is. So it's not just a matter of, I was between jobs. He gets constant money from his prior shows and movies and things like that. He's constantly doing comedy shows all over the country where he flies there and does these comedy shows for $18,000, $20,000 a pop. And to say, but I had a comedy show and it canceled, so I put zero income, is not, but that's how it's done. I mean, if you're a plumber and you plumb one day and you plumb 3 days later, but you do a financial affidavit in between those days, on your day off, you don't say, I make zero income. I mean, that's just not how it works.
Faizon did say he's an active father. He's in his...
But what if you don't get to actually do the stand-up? Like, What if she catch the person and who's running the establishment, tell them about your situation, and the person's like, "Yeah, I'm not dealing with this," and it just get canceled. Then you're not making money from that. You know what I'm saying? I know. He said he made his own examples, but I'm like, it's different with the comedy thing because it's about like first you get money for actually doing the comedy. So if you don't stand on stage, you don't get no money. Two, most likely you're not the only comedian that night, so they could cancel it and have the other person come in. You know what I'm saying? Not come in, but like do the whole night. And some people just don't want to get involved with legal problems, so it makes sense that they will back out when like the baby mama come with all the mess, like all the legal things. It would make sense that like the the clubs or the places where he's doing the stand-ups will be like, yeah, I don't want no parts. um Again, so far this seems like a horrible thing, but it also seems like his decision making since being with this woman was just really bad. Once I heard four babies by four baby daddies, yeah, that's not happening. I'm 56 years old. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking as a 33-year-old. So you can only imagine 56. I ain't with that. But yeah, he didn't. I don't know. One hand, I want to say, well, it is bad. It is a bad situation, regardless. But man, I don't know what else to say. It's bad, but it's like if he would have thought better or made better decisions.
His daughter's life. He's not a deadbeat. He's very active in her life. And if that's true, again, if that's true, because I don't know, I'm not privy to their relationship. But if that's true, man, these chicks is heartless, man. Like the older generation, our grandmamas, our mamas, man, they might see the daddy doing $90 in the account and say, you know what, bruh, as long as he spends time with the kid, I'm fine with that. Not this new generation. This new generation doesn't give a damn if you an active father. They could care less if you show up, man. Right. Yo, some of them, their preference is that you don't show up. Some of the new generation don't want you to be an active father because if you're not active, they get more money.
Right.
Like our mamas, our grandmamas.
Yeah, because they thinking about the money. You see, that's why I think the court system is messed up in that situation because it get a lot of people that does these type of things where it's like, I'm just trying to get money. The guy don't have a place to stay. He don't have like I think he have like an old car. He's living off his friend's dime, and yet you hassling for money. Meanwhile, you're getting money too. How much money does I don't know how old the kid is, but how much money do they need to survive? I know what I said, like kids are expensive, but I'm talking about from newborn to 18. Like throughout that whole years, you're spending a lot of money. Not within a few years. Like the baby's 3 years old, and I'm paying like $500,000. No, I'm just saying though. It's like, how does that even work? All they need is like food, diapers. You know what I'm saying? And yet you just keep asking me, you need thousands of dollars every time, thousands of dollars, and I'm paying child support. I do not have a crib of my own. I'm living off my friends. My friend crib. He's paying my bills. He's feeding me. Meanwhile, you come into the club hassling my workplace into like cancellation. It's crazy.
they would have
That's agreed
preferred
on
you show
another
up
level.
and be active over the money they might receive from child support. But this new generation, man, they don't want you to show up, bro. They want you to be a debt because they want to go to that court show, hey, bro, he don't help out with nothing and get more money in return. Man, listen, man, these chicks is heartless, bro. But it gets worse. So while having Faizon in court with handcuffs in a wheelchair, this chick goes on Tasha K and talks about her experience having intercourse with Faizon Love. And she claims that Faizon Love left a mess on the bed sheets.
So back to him. So
Wait,
I
that's the
gotta
girl?
ask you. Now, you were honest. You said that you weren't attracted to him initially, then it was his personality.
You see what I'm saying? This the female? Now, I don't know her age, but she don't look 56. Am I bugging? Nah, she don't look 56. If anything, I'll say the youngest 40 something. Right? You being 56, I get it. You want something young. But dealing with a 40-ish year old, let's just say, I'm not sure her age, but let's just say, with 4 kids by 4 baby daddies, and you thought it was okay to impregnate her. Like, where's the decision making? Like, that sound like you was just thinking with, like, you wasn't thinking with the head on top of your head. I guess the head on top of the head on top of your shoulders. You was thinking with a different head, because there's no way this makes sense. Like, I'm 56, near retirement. I'm just cruising at this point. I meet this young lady or younger lady, and then I'm vetting her out. I'm in the process of vetting her out, and 4 kids, 4 baby daddies. I would at least be like, yeah, we're not really. I'm wearing the glove. I'm wearing some protection, bro. At least. At most, I just won't deal with her because it just seems like you have a lot of not problems, but you have a lot of situation going on. And I have the money to protect. I have my peace to protect. You know what I'm saying? I'm supposed to be cruising. I'm old. What am I gonna be doing with a house full of kids? Like, that's not the mood. I'm sorry.
And you kind of fell for him.
Yeah.
That's a big
She
guy.
ain't
Like,
fell
how
for
did
him.
it go in the bedroom? Did you have to do most of the work? Because you said you was really good with your hands. Like, how did that go? Did you have to climb on top of him? What? Like, tell me. I know he sleeps on his side because he can't sleep on his back, or like.
Oh my God.
Please, girl, you have to enlighten us.
To be honest, Miss Tasha, it was by far like the worst experience that I had in my life. And that's why it only happened one time, because I could not bring myself to do it again. And this is why, I don't understand how, like prostitutes, how they do it, because I could not, forget that, whole scene.
Do you mind describing that scene? We would enlighten us, like, what went down.
Smelly a little bit at a certain point.
So he was what do you mean he was smelly? Like, what was smelling?
Okay.
He's a big dude.
I don't know. Okay. Well, to kind of describe the scene, I don't think he could reach certain places when he's bathing. So I'm thinking that's where it initially came from. But he does smell good outside of the bedroom, because he has cologne. So this cologne smells really strong. But then in the bedroom, it was smelling. And then the next morning, there was this brown. He was sitting at the edge of the bed, and there was this brown.
Brown what, girl? Brown what?
He sat on the edge of the bed for a little while, and he was on the phone. And then when he got up,
it was brown streaks from his ass?
Yeah.
Oh no.
This ain't cool, man. As a fellow big guy, I feel like.
Look, man, I'm big too, by the way. Certain things happen, man. Oh nah. Yeah, certain things happen. Like, he's a big dude. He's going to smell a certain way. I'm not saying like it's okay to have bad odor, but the bigger you are, the more you sweat. The more you sweat, the more it funks. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're doing something like running, like, walking very fast, working very much, like working a lot, going to the gym, or having sex is going to have a certain smell. It doesn't mean it should be stinking though, but it definitely will be, a little something, a little funk. um, yeah, yeah, it's gonna be that, and the streaks. Well, I don't know about. Look, it happens. It happens, and a lot of people probably won't admit it, but like, I'm pretty sure, like, she probably streaks a little. Like, she's making it seem like it's something crazy. Like he found like poop stain on the thing. But streaks, I'm pretty sure both sides of the fence have streaks. You know what I'm saying? It's not something you want to be public with it, but on the other hand, it's like, yeah, that could happen. That could happen. Um, it's crazy how she's coming though. She's going on the Tasha K show and just be like straight up embarrassing him. But then again, what does this say about you? Because at the end of the day, you had sex with him. And I feel like if you're gonna call the guy dirty, you having sex with him is even more dirty. And why I say that, because females, when it comes to sex, they are submissive, right? So you allowed him to get you in a certain position. Meanwhile, you're telling Tasha K that he stinked and he was dirty and all of this, but you lay down with him. You had sex with him. You had a kid by him. So what does that make you? You know what I'm saying? What I don't like is like when people do that. It's like they say all these negative stuff, all these crazy stuff, and be like, yeah, but the way they say is like as if it doesn't affect them. Meanwhile, when you date a person or when you allow someone in your space, it says something about you, especially if you're being intimate with them. Like, it has to be a point where she could have been like, yeah, I'm not doing this. I'm sorry. I didn't think it was gonna smell this bad in here. Um, but this is not for me. But yet she didn't do that. She laid on with him. She took one for the team, and there we go. So for you to go online and personally like embarrass him, thinking that it's not gonna go back on you, is kind of crazy. And most of the time, when females do say that, it actually don't go back on them. But it's like if you gonna lay down with him, it says a lot about you too, and it kind of says that you're dirty as well, especially by having like four different baby daddies. So, well, this is the information I got from this video. I'm not fully sure if it is four baby daddies. So let me just say allegedly four baby daddies, right? Yeah, it says a lot about you too. But this is gonna be the end of this video. Please like, comment, subscribe if you like the video. And I'm out.